You know that feeling when you finish a story, maybe a movie or a book, and it just vanishes? Like, it was fine, entertaining maybe, but it didn't really stick.
Gone in an hour.
Exactly. But then there are those other stories, the ones that kind of haunt you, stick around for days, maybe even make you rethink things a little.
Yeah, the ones that resonate.
Right. So what makes those stories resonate so deeply? What's that secret ingredient? Well, today we're diving deep into something that's often key to that resonance. The idea of theme in screenplays.
Ah, theme.
Yeah, it sounds straightforward, almost a bit academic. But honestly, for lots of people, writers included, it can feel pretty abstract, confusing even.
It really can. And our mission today for this deep dive is basically to clear that up. We want to unpack how theme actually works, get a really clear definition, and show just how powerful it is.
Not just as some writing technique, right?
No, not at all. As the core of why some stories really hit us, why they matter. And we've got some great perspectives to draw on, especially Naomi Beaty's piece, How Theme Works in a Screenplay. Really practical stuff.
Okay, great. So by the end of this, you listening in should have a much better grip on why theme is so important and, how it shapes the stories we love.
Let's get into it.
So first off, why even focus on theme? I mean, lots of stories are just fun, right? Pure entertainment.
Sure, and there's nothing wrong with that.
But the ones that really stay with us, the ones you talk about later, they're more than just entertaining. They make you feel something, often something quite deep. And they mean something.
Exactly. That meaning, that resonance, that usually comes from a strong theme, one that's clearly expressed, even if it's subtle. And it taps into something really human, doesn't it? We're sort of wired to look for meaning. We look for patterns, lessons, emotional truths, ways to understand the world.
And maybe how to live in it.
Precisely. How to navigate it. A story with a compelling theme isn't just showing you events. It's offering a kind of worldview, a perspective.
Ah, okay. Like a lens to see things through.
Yeah. And that's what sticks with you long after the credits roll. That's why some stories feel like they taught you something, something real about life.
Okay, so if it's that crucial, let's pin it down. Because this is where it gets tricky, right? People often say theme is just like love or revenge, broad topics.
Right, big buckets.
Yeah.
But the source we're using, Naomi Beaty, calls those thematic arenas, which is a useful distinction.
So what's the actual theme then?
She puts it really simply. Theme is the takeaway.
The takeaway, I like that.
Me too. It cuts through the jargon.
Yeah.
It's not about literary analysis necessarily. It's about what the story leaves you with, what sticks.
So the thematic arena is the subject, like love.
Right. And the theme is the story's specific point of view on that subject. It's the statement or the belief or the perspective the story's arguing for or exploring.
Okay. Examples help here. The source gives some good ones, like the arena might be love. But the theme isn't just love. It could be something like, love requires vulnerability, even if you might get hurt.
See, much more specific. It has an angle.
Or arena, justice. Theme could be, true justice is impossible in a corrupt system.
Yeah. Takes that broad topic and gives it a sharp edge, a specific argument. And that precision is really key. The clearer, the more precise your theme, the more effectively it can shape everything else in the story.
It gives it focus.
Exactly. Focus, direction, purpose. And you, as the audience, you feel that purpose, even subconsciously. It's why some stories feel so tight, so powerful, like every piece fits.
Right. Nothing feels wasted.
That cohesion comes from a strong thematic core.
Okay. So we get the what and the why, but how? How does this, abstract idea actually appear on screen? It's not like someone holds up a sign saying the theme is.
No, definitely not. Usually the most common way and often the most effective is through the main character's journey.
Their arc.
Yeah, their arc. We learn the theme by watching them struggle, make choices, face the consequences of those choices, and crucially, how they change, or maybe how they fail to change.
Ah, okay. So what they learn or don't learn points to the theme.
Bingo. Their internal shift often is the theme, embodied. Character arc and theme are deeply, deeply connected. Like two sides of the same coin, as you said earlier.
But it's not only the main character, right?
No, absolutely not. Theme works as an organizing principle for the entire story.
Meaning?
Meaning supporting characters, their subplots, the dialogue, the setting, visual motifs. Everything can potentially reinforce the theme, or maybe challenge it, creating complexity.
Oh, interesting. So even like the way a film looks, the color palette or certain camera shots.
Definitely. Visuals, sounds, pacing, they can all subtly echo or underscore the theme. It weaves through the whole fabric of the story.
Creates that sense of depth, that resonance we talked about.
That's it. Everything clicking together around a central idea. And when you look at these themes, these specific takeaways, they often tend to fall into sort of two big categories.
Oh, like types of themes.
Broadly, yeah. The source outlines two main types. First, there are survival messages. Think of these as rules for living.
Rules for living, like how to get by.
Exactly. How to protect yourself, how to win, endure, get ahead in the world. They tap into that primal need for self-preservation.
Got an example?
Sure. The survival message theme might be, trust no one if you want to survive. Pretty bleak, but definitely a worldview.
Okay, so that's one type. What's the other?
The other is hope messages. The source calls this, there's beauty in the struggle.
Sounds more optimistic.
Generally, yeah.
Yeah.
These themes acknowledge that life is hard, that there's pain and difficulty, but they offer meaning or growth or redemption within that struggle.
So finding something positive even when things are tough.
Right. They speak to our resilience, our need for connection, our capacity to become better. An example might be, we can't undo the past, but we can choose who we become.
Okay, that makes sense. Survival or hope. So whatever the specific topic, love, justice, ambition, the actual thematic statement will probably lean one way or the other.
That's the idea. Is the story ultimately about navigating a harsh reality or finding meaning despite it? It's a fundamental tension in a lot of storytelling.
This is fascinating. Okay, theory is great, but I always find it clicks best with examples. Can we look at how this plays out in some actual movies?
Absolutely. This work is really concrete. Let's take Hell or High Water.
Great film. Intense.
Very. And its theme, you could argue, is something like, survival is a zero-sum game. Someone has to lose for someone else to win.
Oof. Yeah, you feel that. How does the film show that?
Primarily through Toby, the main character played by Chris Pine. He starts out trying to be, well, relatively decent, avoid hurting innocents.
Right. He's reluctant at first.
Exactly. But the plot, the circumstances, the escalating stakes, they force him to change. He ends up embracing a much more ruthless worldview because he believes it's the only way to guarantee his son's future.
He has to become what he initially resisted?
Precisely. His arc is the theme unfolding. And it's clearly a survival message. The film paints a picture where that harsh calculation feels like the only option in that world.
And the landscape itself feels like part of that theme, doesn't it? That sort of desolate, unforgiving Texas setting.
Spot on. The environment totally reinforces that feeling. Okay, let's shift gears. Think about The Silence of the Lambs.
Classic. Chilling.
Definitely. A possible theme there is, we can't change the past, but we can choose who we are now.
Okay, how does that play out?
Through Clarice Starling. She starts the film haunted by her childhood trauma, the lambs screaming, feeling inadequate in this male-dominated FBI world.
Yeah, she carries that vulnerability.
But through her investigation, her interactions with Lecter, and ultimately catching Buffalo Bill, she proves herself. She confronts her past not by erasing it, but by becoming capable and strong in the present. She reclaims her own worth.
And Buffalo Bill, he's like a dark reflection of that, isn't he?
Exactly. That's a fantastic point.
Yeah.
He's desperately, grotesquely trying to literally change who he is by becoming someone else, by wearing their skin.
A twisted take on transformation.
It's a horrific mirror to Clarice's journey of choosing who to be. His path shows the destructive side of trying to escape the self, while hers shows a more hopeful path of integrating the past and choosing your present identity.
So that makes it a hope message, despite all the darkness in the film.
I'd say so. It acknowledges the scars, but emphasizes the power of choice in the now.
Okay, this is making a lot more sense, but it brings up a practical question, especially for anyone listening who writes or creates things. Do you have to figure out your theme right at the beginning, before you even type page 1?
That is the question, isn't it? And the good news is, no,
Okay.
absolutely not. Yeah. Some writers definitely start with a clear theme in mind. It guides them from the outset. And that works. But many, many others discover the theme through the writing process, maybe in the first draft, maybe after several drafts. They find it emerging from the characters and the plot. Both ways are totally valid.
So you can kind of feel your way towards it.
You can. The story itself can tell you what it's about. However, once you do identify it, whether early or late, it becomes an incredibly valuable tool, especially for revision.
How so?
Well, knowing your theme helps you clarify what the story is truly about at its core. It helps you make decisions: what scenes belong, what dialogue fits, does this subplot serve the theme or distract from it?
Ah, like a filter.
Exactly. It helps strengthen the character arcs, make the emotional impact land harder, and just create a more unified, resonant experience for the audience. It's like finding your story's compass.
So if you're stuck, maybe mid-draft, how do you find it? The source had some questions, right?
Yeah, some really useful guiding questions. Ask yourself, what does my main character learn by the end? Or maybe, what crucial lesson do they fail to learn?
Okay.
How do they fundamentally change from beginning to end? What core belief do they start with, and how is it challenged or
The
transformed?
belief gets tested.
Right.
Right.
And finally, maybe the most important, what's the emotional truth this story is trying to express?
Emotional truth.
The answers to those questions, they'll almost always point you straight towards your story's takeaway message. Its theme.
That's really practical advice.
Finding that clarity makes all the difference. So really, to sum it all up, theme doesn't need to be this intimidating, lofty literary thing. Forget that. At its heart, theme is simply this: what your story believes.
What your story believes, I like that. It feels achievable.
Right.
And that's the power of it, isn't it? Knowing that belief, whether you find it early or dig it out later, transforms your script. It stops being just a series of events. This happens, then that happens. It becomes a coherent, emotionally meaningful whole, where every choice you make, character, conflict, climax, visuals, everything can serve that central message. That's how you get a story that sticks.
Couldn't have said it better.
So for everyone listening, here's something to chew on. The next time you watch a movie, finish a series, read a novel, don't just let it fade. Ask yourself, what did that story believe?
Yeah, what was its takeaway?
What truth, what view of the world was it trying to show you? And how did that shape your experience of it? Start looking for the theme, the takeaway, and you might find stories start to resonate in a whole new way.